Hello! So this is a story about how we adopted our dog Coda and about our experiences with him so far. Me and my boyfriend Anthony, we decided one day to go play with the dogs at the shelter. So we went to a shelter near us here in the suburbs, and we thought we would just be able to go in and play with them. But then they're like, no, you gotta look through the binder, you gotta decide which dog you want to see, and then you have to fill out this form. And so I was just like, okay. And then my boyfriend had always wanted a lab, and I was thinking about making this dog into a therapy dog, or maybe even like a psychiatric service dog or something. And labs are generally good for those kinds of things. So the first lab we found was Coda, and so there was another lab that in there, but they were being fostered. And so we decided we wanted to see him, and so we went into a room, they brought him in. The very first thing that happened was Coda ran up to Anthony, jumped on him, and like put his little arms excuse me put his little arms on either side of him. Anthony looks at me and goes, oh my god, I love him so much. And so then we kind of had our heart set on him. We weren't expecting but we weren't expecting to, I kind of knew, I had always wanted a dog. We have 2 cats already. I had always wanted a dog. So we went home that day, we thought about it, we had to prepare anyway, because we didn't have a crate or food, or we didn't have any of the supplies you need for a dog. So we talked about it. We had to make sure that we had enough time, because whenever we get a new animal, which we hope everybody does, we like to do our research, we like to make sure we're prepared, we like to make sure we can give that animal the best life possible. Even if that means not adopting it. As much as I love animals, if that means not adopting an animal because we can't give it the best life possible, that's giving it the best shot in life. So we decided, because we bought our house last summer, and so we had this space. We both were, we're both working really good jobs where we have, you generally work in the morning, he generally works at night. So we had enough time, he would walk him in the morning, and then I would come home, play with him at night, and take him on a little shorter walk at night, and, we decided all this kind of stuff. So we decided to go ahead and get a dog. That didn't necessarily mean Coda, but we did decide that it was the right time for us. So we did go, because we weren't sure if he was still going to be there, because they were closed the day after, but we didn't really have time to go the next day they were open, the shelter. So we went to go look at another dog, and she was a bit younger. Coda's 2. This one was 7 months or something. Her name was Winnie. She was adorable, but we both kind of knew Coda was it. We really wanted to try to get Coda, because my boyfriend literally said to me, I don't want to give up on Coda, I want him so bad. So we went back, and we went back home. We went to we ordered a bunch of stuff online. We went to Petco several times. We got him a big bucket to fill with his toys, and he was one spoiled pup. So my boyfriend's grandma was visiting, and I had to work the next morning, and so I'm like, I really wanted to be there, but he said we decided to have him just go, because he has to be the dogs there have to be adopted under one name anyway, because what if you break up, what if something else happens, they really need to be adopted under one name so that one person is responsible for him. And then obviously at home he's not Anthony's dog, he's our dog. So he went back the next morning. As soon as they opened, they even got there a couple hours earlier because they had told us the wrong time. So they were waiting around for a while, and then when I got off work that day, I almost broke the speed limit. And I was running home, and we had to keep him up in the master bedroom for a little while, because we have the cats, so we have to introduce them to each other slowly. And so he is such a sweetheart. He is the sweetest little pup. So they gave us food for him, because you're not supposed to start a dog off on new food right away. You're supposed to transition them onto new food, and that's true for if you're transitioning them onto any food, because it can upset their stomach. So this did not help Coda, because we ended up having to take him, I think it was 2 nights later, we ended up having to take him to the animal hospital, because he had not eaten in like 36 hours, which is very scary. This was my first time. I grew up with dogs, but this was my first time having my own dog. So I had to take him in. It was me and Anthony's grandma was still visiting. I love his grandma. So we took him in, and they gave him like fluids. They gave him some stomach relief medication. It was just Pepsid. Just Pepsid. So and they prescribed a couple more things for him. So that was fun, just getting a dog, and then you have to shove a bunch of medication down his throat. I bet that made him feel welcome. No, but we spoiled him with the rest, like our time and his toys and all that kind of stuff. So, but he had to get fluids in his back, and so it was like they put like a whole bag of fluids in his back, and there was like a bump on his back. He did not like them. I guess it burned a little. I felt so bad for him. I could hear him in the other room. But yeah, so we brought him home. And yeah, so we got him into training right away. We went to Petco training, because they have different levels and stuff like that. And he's a lab German Shepherd mix, so he has a lot of energy still, even though he's 2. So we are going to, so we did get him in training, and he did pretty good. It did take him a while, especially on level 2, the more advanced level. And then we tried to take him in for grooming. We knew that he barked at the water, and like on his sheet at the shelter it said did not like baths. And so, but we had him for a few months. You're supposed to get them groomed every now and then. And so I'm like, okay, let's do it. Let's take him in. And so I took him in, and he was barking. He didn't like it. They came out to get me before I even left the store. They're like, he doesn't like it, so we're going to try doing it a different way, and then if he doesn't like it, you're going to have to take him somewhere else that's more equipped to handle animals like this. And so he didn't like their other option, to the point they brought him out, they started drying him off. They're like, we can't. They were really apologetic about it, but they're like, we can't. And then as they were drying him off, he bit the groomer, and I left there in tears. I was so embarrassed. I felt bad for him, because, if they have a reaction like that, it's most likely that they were abused in some way. Anyways, I have to take him in now to a place that either does muzzling or like a tranquilizer of some kind, or both. Anyways, we've had him since March, so it's been a while. He has a very happy home here. He loves going on walks. He is absolutely the best fit in our house, and him and the cats are actually starting to get along. I heard it can take a while for that, but because my cats are very strong-willed. But yeah, that's the story of my little pup.